everybody, welcome to Top's Tactical and Other Cool Stuff. I'm Top. As you can see, I've commandeered the kitchen table here with a whole bunch of motivation. And today we're going to go over Top's Doomsday weapons choices. This is when it comes down to a grid down, the apocalypse is upon us, what do we need to have? Now, this is not an end-all list. We're going to go over some things here where the issues that I have and the concerns I'm willing to address, and then down on the far end of the table, we're going to go over some mission-specific kind of things. So, without any further ado, let's jump on right in here. Starting out, the way I look at it, you better be ready for long range, medium range, close range, and range. Long range. All right, right here I've got a Remington 700 special purpose synthetic that is barreled in .308. I've got it topped off with a Vortex Viper 6 to 24 by 50 millimeter scope. It's got the MOA2 reticle pattern in it. Got the targeting knobs. All right. This right here obviously is good from the muzzle, probably out to, if somebody knows what they're doing, 1,1300 yards. All right. This is my long range gun. Moving up from long range, we're going to go to what I call close range. Medium range. Medium range for me is, anywhere from, say, 100 yards out to 300, 400, 500 yards. Common battle range is what I would call it. For that, right here I have the Smith & Wesson M&P 10. All right. This is an AR-10. I've got it topped off with a Vortex Strike Fire 2 optic. I've got backup iron sights set up on this. I do not have my magnifier on here, but I need to get it on there when it shows up. That way I've got the capability to take the extended shots. With the Strike Fire 2 optic, it's kind of tough to take shots that 200, 300, 400 yard shots, because there's no magnification in that red dot. That's just a red dot only. And it's kind of like I talked about on my last video with the Sig Sauer Romeo 5. That magnifier, that way I can take those further shots when you don't need a magnifier. It is hinged and you can just fold it out of the way so that when you're up close shooting, you don't have to worry about it. Maybe if you choose a CQB deal, you're going into a close quarters battle with this weapon. Get the magnifier out of the way, run straight up with the red dot, and life is good. So, what we've got so far, long range, is the .308, good bolt gun, heavy barrel topped off with a good quality optic. Medium range, I've got my Smith & Wesson M&P 10, which is an AR-10. You guys notice, both of these are .308s, okay? Now, I don't want to kick the hornet's nest. Actually, I do, and I don't care to kick the hornet's nest. But my Doomsday weapons, you're not going to find any 5.56. You're not going to find any 9mm, okay? Because as far as that 5.56 goes, unless it's like a prairie dog uprising, it's worthless, okay? Having to shoot something 3 to 5 times, which is my experience with a 5.56, 3 to 5 shots before you modify that person's behavior is just completely unacceptable to me. I like 308s. So, 2 308s. Long range, medium range, close range. Let's step on up here and let's take a look at Thumper. I like a 12 gauge pump action shotgun. These things, they don't break. Okay? Now, something you may not realize is you can accurately shoot slugs out to 100 yards easy with just about any 12 gauge shotgun you pick up. I mean, you don't even have to get, rifled slug barrels or any of that junk. You can find slugs that you can accurately shoot out to 100 yards with a shotgun easy. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to find anything that hits harder out to 100 yards other than the 1 3/4 ounce slug you can launch out of this 12 gauge until you get all the way up to the Browning machine gun round, the 50 cal BMG. Is the only thing that hits harder at 100 yards than this 1 3/4 ounce slug. take that to the book, look it up, throw some remarks down there if I'm wrong, and give me the proof. But anyway, close range is my shotgun, and that's muzzle out to about 100 yards. Now I mentioned having a slug. My load of choice for this gun is double-aught buckshot. 12 gauge 2 3/4 inch double-aught buck has 9 pellets in it. Stick it over here, we can see 9 pellets. Put it on a dark background so you can see 9 pellets. Every time you pull the trigger on this thing, you are sending 9 .32 caliber pellets downrange into your target. You can't beat that. All right. Rifles put holes through people. Pistols put holes in people. And a shotgun at the right range leaves a hole big enough to throw a dead cat through. I don't know who said that originally, but it's a really cool quote, so I took it. Long range, medium range, close range, range. All right. Couple pistols I have down here. One of them is a Springfield Armory 1911. This pistol right here is the finest pistol ever created in the history of mankind. Now, everybody who has a Glock probably just broke down tears, maybe threw a brick at the computer, or just chucked their phone out the window, whatever. But I saw a really cool meme one time. It had a picture of a Glock in the top picture and a little bubble, and the Glock was saying, "I am perfection." The bottom half of the picture had 1911. That little bubble said, "Girlfriend, please, when you've won 2 world wars, come see me." You can't go wrong with the 1911. Now, what else is on the table? Yes, there is a Glock on the table. This is a Glock 41. This is the long slide 45, designed, built by Glock. I've got it topped off with a Vortex Venom optic. Alright, that's a red dot optic. I'm getting a little age on me now. I'm starting to get the old man eyes. I can't see up close. My down vision is good. Up close is kind of tough. So I'm having trouble seeing a front sight post nice and clear like I should. So I am on the optic train. I did a review on the Venom a while back. You know, we're not here to go deep into the woods on why I have what I have on these things. Merely just to say, hey, these are my Doomsday weapons choices. But I'm running an optic on this. You'll notice that both these guns are full-size guns. I don't have any compacts, subcompacts, or micro compacts because when Doomsday hits, I don't care if somebody sees me carrying a gun. All right, we're down to the boogaloo, baby. So anyway, all I've got are full-size guns here. Now, like I say, that's the Glock 41. I'm on the Glock train because of the Banshee that you guys have seen me shoot. But my Doomsday weapon choices, the minimum that I think you need to have, and not all these guns are mine, I did have to borrow a few to make this video. The minimum that you need to have, you better have a long range gun, a medium range gun, a short range gun, and an range gun. I don't want to say oh shit range because I don't want to cuss on YouTube. Those are my selections. 308s, 12 gauge, and 45. Now, let's move on down. What else could we possibly think of? Well, that's where we have to start thinking about what we could possibly get into. I think realistically, in a Doomsday situation, every single person could possibly be clearing houses, clearing rooms, things of that nature. Let me show you my little friend Banshee. This is made by CMMG, Central Missouri Machine Gun. It's an AR platform. It's a pistol design. It is chambered in 45 ACP, and it runs on these Glock 21 magazines. That's what put me on the Glock train. The magazines that go into that pistol over here, into my Glock 41, will also fit the Banshee. Now, it is topped off with an EOTech optic, which is a red dot optic, just like the other ones that you're seeing. And it allows me to acquire my targets quicker and recover onto my targets quicker. I can find that dot a lot easier. Follow-up shots are great. That's, again, 45 ACP. All right, same as my Glock over here. Logistically, I have one magazine that's running both these weapon systems. Next thing I'd have down here, this is a Kel-Tec RFB. Alright, it is a bullpup design, and it's barreled in 308 Winchester and 7.62 NATO. All of these will shoot either 308 or 7.62 NATO. And this gun is a CQB Dream. Alright, for everybody who wants to look at me and say, oh, you're carrying a 45. You got a pistol caliber for your room clearing. I got a great big 5.56. Well, Tootsie Rolls to you, chump. Let me introduce you to my little friend Kel-Tec, okay? We're doing our CQB with a 308 rifle. If you guys want to play that game. So, anyway, that's everything that I think is important. Now, where is my AR-15? Everybody's got to have an AR-15. You know what? I do too. My AR-15 is sitting right here, okay? Why do I have an AR-15? Well, I have an AR-15 in case the prairie dogs revolt, or, I don't know, groundhog's pretty tasty meal. That's what I've got my AR-15 for. Now, realistically, I have an AR-15 simply because it is the most prolific weapon ever manufactured in the United States. Everybody has an AR-15. So, if things get bad, it's going to be a whole lot easier for me to find parts and pieces for an AR-15 than it is for my AR-10 up here. So, this is kind of my backup medium range weapon. Now, guys will look at that Smith & Wesson M&P 10 and they'll say, oh, those AR-10s are so heavy. Well, I still have both my testicles, so I have the ability to carry them. And I also have the ability to shoot them because I know how to shoot a rifle, and it doesn't hurt when I kick it or when I shoot it. I hear that all the time. It 308 hurts. Oh, boy. Anyway, here we go. Tops Doomsday weapon selection. Long range, 308. Medium range, 308. Close range, 12 gauge, either buckshot or slug. And range is a 45 caliber pistol. I've got two different options here for close quarters battle if I have to start clearing rooms. And I got the 5.56 for scavenging parts if my AR-10 ever goes down. Everybody and their brother's got an AR-15. So whatever I find laying around, I can keep that gun running. Now, last thing to notice, I've got some ammo sitting here, and I'm going to move the camera so you guys can get a good look at this, because a lot of people don't realize the difference in some of these rounds. All right, get y'all down there. There we go. I think you can see that good. All right, right here. Let me make sure I have zoomed all the way out, because sometimes I have problems with my camera zoomed in. Right here is a 308 round, okay? That's what goes in my rifles up there. That's a pretty common deer hunting cartridge. Now, the 5.56 that everybody goes nuts about is that little whippersnapper right there, okay? That's the 5.56. Right here, this is obvious, well, not obviously, because some of you might not know. That is a 12 gauge 2 3/4 inch double-aught buck. Like I say, every time you squeeze the trigger, there are 9 .32 caliber bullets going downrange out of that. And then right there is the 45 ACP. That's my pistol round. I don't have a 9mm. I didn't borrow any to sit down beside those. But let me see if I can get back in the camera here. We ain't quite high enough yet. That ought to do us. That's it, boys and girls. That is Topps Doomsday weapon selection. So if you got any questions or comments about it, and I'm sure you've got comments because I picked on some of y'all about your little A4, your little M4s and AR-15s and your 9mm. But if you got any questions or comments, go ahead and throw them down there in the remarks for me. And if you got any ideas on what to do a video on next, give me a shout. Other than that, that's about all I got for you today. I want you guys to shoot safe, shoot straight, and train often. Toodaloo.